Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ken here, back with another episode of Minecraft Skyblock here on McHub, the Skyblock Sun Realm. And this is going to be a pretty crazy video because, as you guys can see from the title, I am going to be taking a tour of the richest island on the server. And keep in mind, this is a server that has like 3,000 to 5,000 people playing on it concurrently. So for me to be able to not only see IS Top 1, but like actually talk to them is kind of insane. And if you take a look at the /IS Top, we are going to be touring Jacob's Island. As you can see, they are currently ranked number 1, and they have an island level of 303. Now, just to put it into perspective, I am currently ranked 730, and my island level is only level 49. And actually, if we take a look at the island level dude over here, for me to go up to level 50 from level 49, it is going to cost me $13.6 million. Now, that might sound like a lot, but when we take a look at how expensive it is to get to level 303, it is kind of disgusting. So we have level 270 over here. If you go one more, 303 is right here, and look at this. Price from current level to get to level 303 is going to be $2,956,616,000,000. Okay, so I just did some quick maths, and essentially these guys are 100,000 times richer than me, meaning that there would need to be 100,000 DrCandyMans for me to like even be equal to them. And that's the equivalent of, let's say, I having like $1 IRL, and for every dollar that I have, these guys literally have 100,000. That is a wealth gap that is like similar to like Jeff Bezos, dude. These guys are the freaking Jeff Bezos of McHub. All right, I just got the message from Jacob that I can go ahead and TP over to their island. I'm really excited because I've just never seen an island this rich before. And if you guys want to go and, you know, obviously overtake him, hop on the server by using my IP candy.mchub.com. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get this tour started. All right, boys, so here we are at Jacob's Island, and I gotta say right off the rip, this is an extremely impressive island. Now, they are not a very building focused island, I can tell you that straight up. Like, look at this, boys. There's not much very beautiful things on it, but I can tell you that from a money-making standpoint, this island knows what's up. They have just this massive, like, cross-section of spawners that pretty much extends from one corner of the island all the way to the other, and it really just consists of villagers, endermites, guardians, and zombie pigments. All of these pretty much make a crap load of money. Then they have this massive follower system, all led by water, which pretty much drags them down to like this kind of center area where they all fall and then hop into the sea abuse. But before I give you guys the complete extent of all of their follower systems, I wanted to kind of take a look at this little grinder system over here that has 4 different guardian spawners, all in different chunks, and then it also has bedrock grinders and obsidian grinders, kind of just, you know, grinding these things away. So I asked these guys, why would you have obviously a ton of money and shards spent on bedrock grinders when you have this massive just kind of follower system over there for your guardians? And the reason that they gave me was that because grinders can actually have upgraded looting and upgraded sharpness, you can actually kill the guardians quite a lot faster than you would with the follower system, and because you're using fortune, you're going to get a crap load amount more drops. So let's say, for example, a guardian went and then fell into the follower. It would drop 1 heart of the sea, maybe 2 if we're lucky. However, if that one guardian was killed by a bedrock grinder, you could easily get between like 20 to 50 of the heart of the sea. So I guess it makes a lot more sense to kind of have these, and they have quite a lot of them. I'm imagining that it gets really expensive with the bedrock grinders, but look, we have one over here, we have another one over here, another one over here, and as we just go and fly across the island, I mean, these guys just have crap loads of these, just making a ton of money. Now, to kind of give you guys a little bit of an estimate as to how much this makes, in the grand scheme, it is actually not that much, just because it is really hard to obviously not only get the bedrock grinders, but to obviously upgrade them. As you guys can see over here, these bedrock grinders are swinging their sword super duper fast, but if we look over here, this guy's obviously not swinging as fast, and these guys are barely swinging and are not even obsidian robots. So it is really hard to get the grinders and get them upgraded, which is why the follower system is pretty much the most cost-effective way to make money at scale. So I decided to ask these guys, how much money do their grinders specifically make by themselves? And the answer that I got was around $50 billion a day, which, I mean, that is a lot of money to me. but it is honestly not that much in comparison to how much these fallers make. And as I said earlier, they consist of the guardians, the zombie pigmen, the endermites, and the villagers. And boys, this thing makes, I think, $200 billion a day. That is just like a sickening amount of money to be making. Right now, I am making like, I think, $13 million an hour, and these guys are making 260 billion. That is disgusting. Now, obviously, these guys are just way better than me. They have 5 people on their island. They actually play the server versus me. But here's one thing that I found really, really interesting that these guys have done that I actually was very, very curious about. And no, it is just not the sheer amount of like mining robots that these guys have. I'm honestly impressed. I didn't even understand why they would have this much, just because of the amount of money that they're making. But they said they have them because they have them, and there's not really a need to remove them because they just have so much extra power. And speaking of power, this is the surprise that I was like very, very curious, and these guys completely blow my mind away from it. So if we take a look at their island generator, they currently have this thing at overclocked with a fuel reserve of 1,123 fuel. They have a power output of 538 kilowatts and an island power usage of just 107 kilowatts. Now, that is a crap load considering the amount of spawners that these guys have. And here's the even more insane thing. With 1,123 fuel reserve, this island can remain on overclocked without needing to be refilled for over 6 days. Now, that is insane because right now, I have to go ahead and refuel my island if it's on overclocked every like 25 minutes. So for them to have it on overclocked for over 5 days must mean that they have all of their island generator upgrades upgraded like a crap load. And that was my question that I asked them. And they said that they have around 83 of the mythical upgrades on in their island generator. Now, just to put that into perspective, if we do /AH and then we go and look for a mythical upgrade into the shop, I don't even think we can find one. Oh yeah, we've got a basic one over there. We've got a mythical upgrade over here. And one of those are going for 190,000 shards, right? Now, if we do a quick maths and we do 190,000 times, let's do 80. That is 15.2 million shards just worth of mythical generator upgrades that they have on in this. Now, that obviously not only increases their power output and their fuel reserve capacity, but it also increases the duration that each fuel has, which I guess allows, you know, them to have freaking 5 days worth of power on their island. And that right there is probably the most interesting thing that I've ever seen on an island. Not only just to have the sheer amount of mythical upgrades, but also just like literally the time amount that each fuel can last. You know, once you just have that much, you can literally just spend about, you know, 2 or 3 hours getting fuel at the dungeon, and then you essentially never have to worry about getting fuel for like the rest of the map. Now, like I was telling you guys earlier, these guys are not builders. They are just strictly money makers, and I guess they also are PvPers too because they have this gigantic auto brewer system over here. Actually, you know what? This isn't that gigantic. This looks like pretty much every other auto brewer that I've seen. Now, this section over here, I don't really know what this is. They've got like some sort of freaking cobwebs leading items back and forth, but I imagine this is just another auto brewer because they have the brew stands over here as well. But like I said, boys, these guys are not builders, so that is pretty much just going to be it for like this island tour. I mean, it is just strictly a money-making island. They obviously have, you know, a crap load of CBUs pretty much scattered throughout the island. And if we take a look at the /IS top, these guys are obviously the richest. They are currently ranked #1 island at level 303. And yeah, that's pretty much going to conclude with our island tour on here. But anyways, boys, that's going to be it for this episode. I know it's like a super short one, but I don't want to clog it up too much with just extra content. So if you guys did enjoy and want to see some more, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.